G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean. This is my wonderful girlfriend Alexandra, who's agreed to be in this video. If you're new here and you're wondering what I talk about tech, I do tutorials, gaming, streaming, unboxings, reviews, opinions, everything technology really. And today we're going to be talking about an issue with the Apple Magic Mouse and the Apple wireless keyboard for the iMac, or what comes with the iMac. The reason why I've got Alexandra here is she's going to be the primary user and the person testing out the products that I'm about to give her and show her. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you didn't like this video, give it a dislike. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. So let's get into this video, and if you have any questions or comments about this stuff or about this video, or for me or for Alexandra, make sure you leave them in the comment section down below as well. So let's begin. Alright, so where this video sort of starts from is because of this little mouse right here. I know a lot of people love this Magic Mouse. I personally don't mind it, I think it's fine. But I had a friend come over from time to time. We play games on the Mac. We boot camp it into Windows 10. But when he's playing games with this particular mouse, he can't, for example, when he's playing a shooting game, he can't right click to like look down the scope and like press left click to kill someone or shoot someone with it. So it's a bit of a dud in my opinion. Fine for most people who are just doing basic stuff, but I think anyone that wants to game using this mouse, it's just not going to happen. Which is a big oversight considering it's a mouse that costs over $100. The keyboard is fine, but it's a little bit basic. The keys don't travel very far. It's good for typing. Alexandra likes it. She likes the keyboard. She likes the mouse. She's not wanting to leave it anytime soon. But I reached out to Logitech because I was shopping around for specifically gaming products for Apple computers, and there wasn't really much out there. But but Logitech said, listen, we're going to send you over 2 products, check them out, see if you like them. Everyone in the office at Logitech apparently loves them, and I'm going to get Alexandra to test them for a few weeks. So if you wouldn't mind, we're going to be unboxing, and I'm going to be talking about the specs of 2 different devices. You're going to start with the keyboard first. The keyboard that we're going to be unboxing is the Logitech K780 multi-device wireless keyboard. Retails for $99.95 in Australia. Everything's in Australian currency, and this is a full width keyboard with number pad, and it also has at the very bottom not just a Windows key, but also a multi-function command and option key, so it can be used for Windows or it can be used for Mac, so it shouldn't be too much of a switch coming from the Apple Magic keyboard or Apple wireless keyboard. But some of the cool things about this particular device is that it has a 24-month battery life, so it just uses AAA batteries. It connects by Bluetooth. It also has the option to pair with multiple devices, and it has some function keys up in the top left, so like F1, F2, F3 for example, to allow you to switch devices. So you could actually go ahead and pair this with your iMac, pair it with a PC, and maybe pair it with your mobile phone or tablet. And if you're a person that travels and writes a lot and maybe has an iPad, you could use this keyboard in conjunction with that, or with another computer, or with your mobile phone even. So I've seen people in cafes before, I know you have as well, where you've seen people literally typing up what seems like an entire essay on a mobile phone using a wireless keyboard. And to each their own. For some people that might be all they need. The device, I think, compared to Apple's offerings, I think it's going to be a lot better. Maybe not for gaming, but just for productivity, I think it's going to be a lot better. I'm going to be getting a lot out of it as well, because when she's not using it, I'll be able to use it with my iPad and type up all of my scripts. So if you want to unbox that, and we can talk about the product materials and the quality and everything else. It's obviously not made probably with the same design as in San Francisco, and it's not made of solid aluminium or anything like that. But I think the functionality that you can get out of this keyboard outweighs the negatives, being it's not made out of aluminium, or it doesn't recharge with a lightning cable. That's just my opinion. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just another option for people that maybe want to try something other than the Apple keyboard that comes with their computer. So
I mean, that looks pretty cool.
Is that heavy?
It's actually quite heavy. Do you want to feel it?
Oh wow.
It's a lot heavier than I was expecting.
Way heavier than
Like
the Apple
at least
keyboard.
3 times as heavy.
The keys on this keyboard are not backlit, I don't believe. So there's no backlight illumination or anything like that. There's a nice big channel just here. So this channel is so you can actually rest your iPad in there or rest your mobile phone in there to give it sort of a bit of an angle for when you're typing.
Can I open it?
Yeah, open it. The keys are all round, they're not square, which I think looks kind of cool. A bit different. The actual white part here looks like it's got some sort of like, I don't know.
Marbling or something.
They've tried to make it like a marble effect to try and make it seem a bit more premium than what it is. But for $100, I think it's a pretty good...
Oh, it feels nice.
Yeah. It's plastic, right?
It is, but it's like soft touch plastic.
Oh yeah.
Like I was expecting that to feel a bit crappy, to be honest.
What about the bottom? Does it have like adjustable feet?
No. Oh, hang on one sec.
Oh, it's a battery thing. Pull that tab. Yeah, that's just for the batteries.
Okay.
So there's no adjustable area.
How do I... Can I open that?
I think that will push down. No, pull up.
I'll figure that out in a second.
Doesn't matter. It's got 2 years of battery life, so maybe in 2 years you just throw it out and buy another one.
So yeah, no adjustable feet. It does have little soft rubbery bits so that you don't get scuff marks on your desk, I guess.
I like the white trim though, the white
The white
edge.
trim is nice.
What do the keys feel like?
They kind of feel like the smart keyboard cases for iPads themselves. They're a little bit better than that. They're actually quite satisfying, to be honest.
I think one thing they talk about with this keyboard, if I remember, is they talk about somewhere the keys being silent. So yeah, full size, fully equipped, quiet keyboard. Silent, smooth, and familiar typing with Logitech Perfect Stroke key system. Soft build with large, carefully crafted concave keys, a convenient numbers pad, and all your favorite shortcut keys. Powerful wireless connection with 10 meters of range.
Whoa.
Encryption between the keyboard and the device. Integrated rubber cradle holds mobile devices, carefully holds a variety of devices from a smartphone to 12-inch iPad Pro at a comfortable reading angle and within reach. Keep your desk space clean and clutter-free. Long battery life of 24 months from 2 pre-installed AAA batteries, so batteries are included, with auto sleep on and off button with a battery light status. So you don't have to worry about turning the keyboard off when you're not using it, it just goes to sleep when you're not. Comes with 2 options for wireless connection, Logitech unifying USB receiver or Bluetooth. So if you don't have a device with Bluetooth built in, maybe you're on a Windows desktop PC that doesn't have it, you do have a USB receiver in the box to plug in and you can just pair it up that way. Obviously if you're doing that, it means that you might not be able to pair it up with too many other devices. Where's the receiver?
Not in there. It must be in that back section. In that back bit.
Let me see if
I will say though that like it's definitely a lot quieter. I just played on that one. It's definitely a lot quieter.
Yeah, heaps quieter.
And the actual way that it depresses each button feels quite satisfying. It does feel a lot smaller though, in terms of like my fingers are a lot closer together, which makes me feel like it's one of those iPad smart cover ones.
Is it longer than this keyboard?
No, it's way shorter.
It's a little bit shorter.
Well, it's way shorter. Look at this button bit. This part is underneath there.
Yeah. It's a little bit shorter than the Apple keyboard.
It does feel very nice though, and incredibly like impressed with the weight of it. I always feel like light things are cheap, and this feels very nice. Do you want to try and open the back?
I do like the fact that there's a Command Alt option.
Yeah, absolutely. That
Here
would
as
frustrate
well.
me if it wasn't.
One thing that I think could be better is the fact that the little labels on the keys, they're not like laser engraved onto the keys, they're actually just little stickers.
Like printed on.
They're literally stickers, tiny stickers
Really?
on top of the keys. Yeah, if you rub your fingernail over it, you can feel there's like a little,
yeah.
which I think in the short term is fine. In the long term, in 2 years, will those labels still look the same way with the oils from your fingers?
And how much I type.
And how much people type, I don't know. That part has me a little bit worried. There's a little power switch on the side, so if you want to, power it on and off.
And these bits are for toggling between devices, and each of the 1, 2, and 3 keys light up to let you know which one you're on.
1, 2, and 3. So, I think Personally, I like it, but I'm a bit worried about how those stickers will last in a few years. But for the price, it's not the worst.
I just want to open this.
Let me have a look. There we go. So you have to push it down, and then that comes off, and then
there's a receiver.
You've got 2 batteries and a receiver in there as well. So this little latch just comes off. So I think it's pretty good. Let's move on to the mouse. If you want to see more of Alexandra in the videos, chuck it a like, maybe hit it up in the comments and let her know.
Normally I'm behind the camera or putting it together in our computer room with the editing tools that we use.
Telling me to be more composed and not hit the table. The next product is the mouse. So like I said, with this Apple Magic Mouse, if you want to use the right click and the left click at the same time, you simply cannot do that. It's also got a very dumb design where if you want to recharge it and use it at the same time, you cannot. You have to literally plug it in and set it up like that and then wait for it to be charged up enough so you can use it. So I think that's a pretty dumb thing.
I mean, I am a huge Apple fanboy and I live within this realm very much my entire life. Probably since 2010, I haven't owned anything other than Apple devices. And I will say that having this plug-in here is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen Apple do. If they had thought about it a little better, you could have put it into the very, very top and allowed it to be a wired mouse while it charged. And yet I cannot use my mouse if it needs to be charged, which is one of the most infuriating things. So I will be happy to see that part changed by a replacement mouse.
It is convenient that it is like a lightning cable, so it's the same cable that you use to charge your keyboard and your mobile phone. Yeah, it's convenient for them, but I don't think it's good design. And I really don't understand. Like, I mean, yes, sometimes you have to sacrifice a feature because of your focus or strict design rules that you might have. But I feel like if that gets in the way of being like productive, which is, imagine being in an office and the boss goes, "How come you're not doing work?" And it's like, well, my mouse is dead and I've got to wait for it to recharge. And I can't literally do any work without it. I mean, that's just seemingly a big issue in my mind. Well, if someone told me that, I'd be like, we're getting you a new mouse tomorrow because I can't have you sit there and wait for your mouse to be recharged.
Well, they've thought about it with the keyboard. The plug is on the very top, so you can just plug it in and use it at the same time. So I don't understand why you would just rush this out and not have the same capacity to do the same thing.
And this product is thinner.
Yeah, it's endlessly frustrating. I mean, the one main reason as to why I will most likely not love this as much as I love this is purely because of the natural touch and all the rest that I get from using a glass sensor, like switching between desktops, all that sort of thing. So
okay,
let's open the other one.
Start unboxing that one. So I'm going to go through the specs. This is the MX Master 2S, retails for $149.95 in Australia. This mouse, so what they say about this: Logitech's flagship mouse is designed for power users and masters of their craft who want to get more done more efficiently. MX Master 2S packs a punch with Logitech Flow that lets you seamlessly control 2 computers with one mouse and copy and paste between them. Combined with other advanced features and a stunning design, it provides exceptional comfort, control, precision, and customization. So you can actually go ahead and, like with the keyboard, you can pair this mouse with 2 different computers or 2 computers that are the same, up to you, and you can actually switch between each computer with like a little input selector on the mouse. You don't need to use a mouse pad, you can use this on glass. It's got a 4000 DPI precision sensor, so that's pretty crazy high for a wireless mouse. It has fast charging, so you can also charge this mouse with a micro USB cable which comes included. And you can actually use the mouse and charge it at the same time. So if it goes flat, you just plug the cable into the front of the mouse and off you go.
It solves my problems.
The mouse will last, a full charge will last over 70 days.
Wow.
That's two months. I guess depending on how long you're using it. It might be less, it might be more, just your mileage may vary. Hyper efficient scrolling. So this is one of the features I love the most about this particular mouse is there's a little button where you can switch it from being like a toggle, like a cog, where it's like one line at a time, or you can press a button and have like hyper scrolling. So you can essentially have like a free spin, so you can scroll up and down a whole page. You know, it's similar to how you would with a Magic Mouse with just the scroll of your finger. And then they say at the end, a perfectly sculpted handcrafted shape supports your hand and wrist in a comfortable, natural position. Experience fine motion control and fluid experience with well-positioned buttons and wheels. There's also 2 buttons on the side and a scroll wheel on the side as well. So you've got, and all those buttons can be customized. So if you want to do specific button commands for different applications, you can do that with this particular mouse.
Can I open it?
Yeah, go for it. And obviously this mouse, you can game with it. It's got a right and a left click. I think people that do game on Macs, there are people that do game on Macs, will find this, you know,
Not me.
a welcome, well, not you, but there are a huge...
People use my iMac for gaming in this house, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Exactly right.
Unlike Sean, I will not be throwing these out.
I never throw out the manuals. I put them aside because she tells me to.
This is your cable for recharging. It's just plasticky, not braided or anything like fancy, but still heavy duty looking. Nice little Velcro tab for coiling it back up.
I hate Velcro tabs on cables. I think they're such a dumb thing. No one ever uses them.
I do. I like doing what I'm told, and if I'm told to use these by the company, then I use them.
Yeah.
A meter?
Meter and a half.
I think it's a meter.
What does it say on the website? Doesn't say. It says micro USB cable. I think it's a meter.
Oh, won't forget the receiver.
So this mouse does have Bluetooth. You don't need to use the unifying receiver, but it is included if you need it. How's it feel?
It is quite nice. I thought it would be more soft touch, kind of like the
Keyboard.
pebbly keyboardy part that is a rest, but it's a little bit less like that and more plasticky, which is still nice. It does have some nice little, what would you call these?
Texture.
Yeah, some nice texture on
textured
either
surfaces
side.
for grip.
Yeah, for where my pinky and where my thumb rests, there's some nice texture. It's kind of like faceted like diamonds, I guess, which is very pretty for me.
I think when you look at the fact this is one design and this is another design, you can tell they've actually put a lot of effort and thought into the ergonomics of
Absolutely.
this particular mouse. It hasn't been rushed out. And this mouse, the MX Master, has been around for a long time. I remember using this mouse back in like 2012, and back then it was an awesome mouse. It didn't have Bluetooth because that wasn't really a popular thing at the time. But the design hasn't really changed too much other than them adding in the micro USB at the front to charge with, and just, you know, advancing the sensor and making it maybe seem better with the internal battery and things like that. The design has not changed very too much, which is a good sign. If you get a design right and it doesn't change over a long period of time, it means that the customers are happy. I guess, you know, your sales would reflect that as well. If customers are happy, they're going to keep coming back and buying it for the same design. Similar to maybe the reason why people are addicted to this mouse is for the design. I find this extremely ergonomic, but I wouldn't be able to use it long term personally. I find that I'm always just wishing there was a scroll wheel or a right click. That's just because I'm a bit of a PC person. I use this particular mouse, but not the 2S, just the MX Master 2 at work, and I absolutely love it.
I'm a big fan of satisfying dials, and this little scroll wheel is very satisfying. It feels very nice.
So I don't know if you can hear it, but when you scroll, basically it's like a little cog, and then there's a little button just here on the top. When you press it in the software, it will trigger this and sort of unlock it, so it becomes like a free scroll. So it's like the Magic Mouse, how you can just scroll up and down an entire page, not by line, but by just how much movement you put into that gesture. So, and then you've got this side wheel as well. So
one thing I would say about the side wheel is that, like, personally, having never used any of those buttons on the side, I don't really know why I would use them, and I kind of find it a little bit difficult to get to the top button rather than the bottom button, just with my thumb. Like, that bottom button's very accessible, but the top button, I have to think about it a lot. I also wish that this side wheel felt as satisfying as this, but I assume that that's because of reasons that I don't quite understand why that wouldn't be there. But
so an application where you might want to use the side button is, for example, let's say you're in Adobe Premiere and you're editing video, you would use maybe the top button to scroll, like, let's say left and right, and then you would use the side button to maybe do adjustments in the audio and color. You want to increase that by 1 or by 2 or by 3. This one on here being a little bit tighter, the tension on the wheel being tighter, means you have finer control over what you're trying to do. So
I get that.
That's one thing. I mean, depending on the application that you're in, though, you can customize that button to do whatever you want it to do.
Can I take this sticker out?
Yeah, sure. You're gonna have to at some point. So on the bottom, you've got here a 1, 2, and 3 with a little button here. So similar to the keyboard, you can switch up to multiple devices. You can switch up to 3 different devices on the mouse as well. You've got the sensor, and on the bottom, you've got an on and off switch. But it will go to sleep when you're not using it. So you don't have to remember about turning it on and off. And there is software for both of the devices to remind you when the battery is going flat, to let you customize the keys, let you customize the controls. Pretty cool.
Can I ask, we were in JB Hi-Fi and there was a sign about palm gripping versus claw gripping and things. What would you consider this?
That's a palm grip.
Okay, because what's this?
Palm grip. Oh, that's more of a claw grip, sorry.
Because to me, I think I'm claw.
Yeah.
Versus palm.
So palm and claw. So palm is when you're basically having the mouse rest in the base of your palm. Claw is when your palm is not touching at all and you're literally grabbing it like a claw would grab something. So depending on who you are, some people prefer palm or claw. It's just whatever you naturally revert to. I'm a palm person. I think, you know, it just really is what you've grown up with and what you've gotten used to. There's no wrong or right, it's just personal preference. So we're going to let Alexandra test this out for a few weeks, see what she thinks, come back, and we'll do part 2 to this video. Hopefully you've learned something in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, found it a little bit entertaining or somewhat entertaining. And we will see you in a few weeks for part 2. If you have any questions, like I said, leave them in the comment section below. You can reach over on Facebook or Instagram as well. And I'll see you guys in a few weeks. Gotcha.